Everyone has a Disney favorite movie, but some DCOMs stand out among the rest. We did a poll to determine the best ones, and the results are in. Here's the list compiled by Riveted. Number 20, Don't Look Under the Bed. Don't Look Under the Bed premiered on the Disney Channel on October 9, 1999, and it was the second DCOM to receive a TV PG rating due to its scary scenes. The movie welcomed viewers to the small town of Middleburg, where teenager Francis was battling the boogeyman with the help of imaginary friend Larry Houdini. One fascinating thing about the Disney movie was the on-screen kiss, which almost never happened. The role of Francis's friend Larry was not written as a black character, and when a black character was cast, Disney posed a question: what are we going to do about the kiss at the end? It was 1999, so naturally, Disney was concerned about having a black boy kiss a white girl. Apart from the nightmarish scenes, the movie also tackled some really mature themes, including death, the aftermath of cancer, and growing up too quickly. Number 19, The 13th Year. Yes, this is that mermaid movie on Disney. The 13th Year premiered on Disney Channel on May 15, 1999. It was Disney Channel's second highest-rated film up to that point, and a promotional tour for the film took place across a dozen cities during summer of 1999. The story follows a tween who discovers he's secretly the son of a mermaid. Well, that sounds weird, but it also was kind of awesome. Cody turning into a mermaid at 13 was an allegory of how boys transition to puberty. It was a bit confusing for him, but he finally understood that the change had to occur. At the end of the movie, Cody's mom takes him to teach him how to control his change, and viewers were left with a lot of questions. What was going to happen to Cody after summer? Did he become Aquaman? Well, this was one of those movies where a sequel was totally justifiable. You can watch this classic on Disney Plus in case you've never seen it. Number 18, Brink. Brink was the third Disney Channel original movie ever created. In the movie, Andy Brinkner and his group of friends are soul skaters who skate for fun. Brink's family is short on money because his dad suffered a back injury and hasn't worked for 6 months. He joins the bad guys of the movie, Team X-Blads, led by a jerk named Val to help the family out with money against his dad's wishes, causing a rift between him and his friends. Eventually, he ends up back with his friends, and they beat Team X-Blads in the championships. The movie was a fun watch, especially since it was one of the first original Disney movies. Number 17, The Color of Friendship. The TV film is based on actual events about the friendship between two girls, a black American from the United States and a white girl from apartheid South Africa, who learn about tolerance and friendship. The film distinguished itself as a groundbreaking movie that took an unflinching look at racism, specifically the racism experienced during apartheid. The movie won several awards, including the Emmy for Outstanding Children's Program in 2000 and an NAACP Image Award in 2001. And enjoyed a widely positive reception from critics who praised Disney for making an unapologetic statement about racism. It is special because it was one of Disney Channel's first efforts at diversifying its content and educating its audience through representation. Smart House, number 16. Smart House is a 1999 Disney Channel original movie about a teenage contest whiz, his widowed father, and his little sister, who win a computerized house that begins to take on a life of its own, the life of an overbearing mother. Long before Alexa, Siri, Cortana, or Google Assistant, there was Pat, personal applied technology. Pat, played by Katie Sagal, was the artificial intelligence at the center of Smart House. Back in 1999, when the movie aired, every feature of the Smart House seemed like a far-fetched dream. However, watching it again today, you may notice that some of those impressive advancements actually exist in the present day. That means that all those impossible things we see in sci-fi movies today will actually come to pass after a decade or two. 15, The Luck of the Irish. The Luck of the Irish is about Kyle Johnson, a junior high-aged kid who is the star of his school's basketball team and considered the luckiest kid in school. His school holds a Heritage Day, which leads to Kyle taking an interest in where his family is from. The movie gained a cult following for being absurd, entertaining, and existing in a holiday slot, which few other movies occupy. St. Patrick's Day. There are 3 things that make Luck of the Irish so memorable and entertaining: the acting, the hook, and the ending. The amount of intensity the villain characters give their very small, pointy characters is admirable. It ends with an odd talent show and the principal character doing an Irish jig in Ohio merchandise to show the acceptance of who they are, and then, in the weirdest turn of events, everyone starts singing "This Land Is Your Land" to celebrate how Americans are all Americans on the inside. 14, Gotta Kick It Up. In this movie, a young executive-turned-teacher helps a group of young Latina girls find themselves and overcome societal obstacles through their dance troupe. It's based on the experience of Megan Cole, a co-producer of the movie, as a Teach for America teacher in Huntington Park, Los Angeles. Gotta Kick It Up was ahead of its time and showed an alternate reality, in which Latinas aren't criminals and don't lean into subservient stereotypes. Despite a few hiccups, the film's positive messages shines through, pointing out the importance of sisterhood and teamwork as well as self-empowerment. It's the kind of film that girls from all kinds of backgrounds can relate to. Motocrossed, number 13. The 2001 Disney Channel original movie is about a girl named Andrea Carson who loves motocross, despite the fact that her father finds her unsuited for the sport, being that she is just a girl. When her twin brother Andrew dislocates his knee just before a big race, their father is forced to go to Europe to find a replacement rider. In the meantime, Andrea secretly races in Andrew's place with her mother's help. The movie was an early representation of how kids should be able to participate in whichever sport, regardless of their gender. Number 12, Stuck in the Suburbs. Danielle Panabaker and Brenda Song star in this delightful film where they accidentally switch phones with the biggest pop star since Aaron Carter in 2000, Jordan Cahill. This movie was one of the first made-for-television movies by Disney, which was also accompanied by its own soundtrack. The film gathered 3.7 million viewers that made the film the most watched telecast in its time period in the kids 6 to 11 and 9 to 14 demographics. Number 11, Johnny Tsunami. The 1999 film focuses on a young surfer from Hawaii who must adapt to new challenges when his father's job forces the family to move to Vermont. It was nominated in 2000 for the Humanitas Prize in the Children's Live Action category. The film was so good that it was followed by a sequel, Johnny Kapahala, Back on Board, released in 2007. Number 10, Zombies. Zombies is one of the DCOMS which is very popular among the kids of the current generation. The film is based on Zombies and Cheerleaders by David Light and Joseph Rosso and stars Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly playing zombie football player Zed and human cheerleader Addison, who meet and fall in love and who must lead their respective groups to coexist with each other. During its premiere in the 8 o'clock p.m. time slot, Zombies attracted a total of 2.57 million viewers with a 0.46 rating for people aged 18 to 49. Over its premiere weekend, the movie reached 10.3 million viewers over 8 airings. The sequel was almost amazing and generally received positive reviews. Number 9, Cowbells. Cowbells is a 2006 romantic teen comedy film that stars American pop recording artist Allison Michalka and Amanda Michalka, better known as sister duo Ali and AJ. It premiered on March 24, 2006 on the Disney Channel and was watched by over 5.8 million viewers. The movie was inspired by Fox TV series The Simple Life, which formerly starred Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Number 8, Zenon, Girl of the 21st Century. Zenon was originally slated to air on the Disney Channel in December of 1998, but ultimately premiered on January 23, 1999. We're just about 20 years into the 21st century now, and some of Zenon's predictions for the future have already come true. Maybe it's the fascination of the things to come that makes this movie interesting to date. Halloweentown, number 7. Even though it's been over 20 years since the Disney Channel's 4th original movie, Halloweentown, first aired, 90s kids still look forward to watching the Cromwell kids get into some supernatural mischief once October rolls around. Halloweentown was followed by 3 sequels, Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge in 2001, Halloweentown High in 2004, and Return to Halloweentown in 2006. Getting 3 sequels is not something that often happens in Disney, so that should say a lot about how great the movie was. Cadet Kelly, number 6. Cadet Kelly is a 2002 Disney Channel original movie starring Hilary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano. The film premiered with 7.8 million viewers, and it was Duff's second starring film role, her first being Casper Meets Wendy. Cadet Kelly follows Kelly, a free-spirited individualist who listens to the most mainstream pop group in the world, and her transition from art school to military school. Number 5, Twitches. Even though Halloweentown gets all the love when it comes to Disney Channel Halloween movies, Twitches is the real hidden gem of their holiday lineup. The acting from Tia and Tamara was amazing. The visual effects were insane, the backstory was deep, and the bond of love was just so heartwarming. Tia and Tamara Mowry returned to star in Twitches 2, where the girls go back to their home kingdom to find a dark force taking over the land. The villagers believe the twins are prophesied to be the heroes that the kingdom has been waiting for. Number 4, Cheetah Girls. The Cheetah Girls is a 2003 American musical television film based on the book series of the same name by Deborah Gregory. The movie premiered with 6.5 million viewers, and the DVD sold 800,000 copies. Cheetah Girls 2 premiered with a total of 8.1 million, and the third installment premiered with over 6 million views. The franchise is still one of those classics that you can watch at any time. Camp Rock, number 3. Welcome to Camp Rock. In the beloved movie, the only thing that music-loving teen Michi Torres wants to do for the summer is honing her talents at Camp Rock. But to afford the fees, her caterer mom will have to be the camp chef. That doesn't bother down-to-earth Michi until she meets rich and popular Tess Tyler, and all of a sudden, Michi is lying about her whole life to impress her snobby new friend. The film was watched by 8.9 million viewers on the night of its premiere and is currently the 3rd highest viewed DCOM of all time. One thing that sets Camp Rock apart from other Disney movies is how natural it was. The characters sing and dance because they're performers in training. No one randomly breaks into song in the middle of class or work to move the story along. Okay, there are 1 or 2 instances where the characters suddenly break into a song in classic Disney style, but most of the singing is because they're in training. And number 2, Descendants. Descendants shows what happens when classic Disney villains' teenage kids are unbanished from an isolated island and attend prep school with the children of iconic princesses and heroes. The idea was so original based on Disney's own fairy tale villains and was adapted perfectly into an enjoyable family movie. Descendants was viewed by 6.6 million people on its premiere night and 10.5 million viewers early DVD playback. Shortly after the premiere air date, ratings showed the film was the 5th most watched original movie in cable history. The sequels D2 and D3 were just as satisfying as the original movie, which aired in 2015. Before we reveal the top pick, here are some other honorable mentions of movies that almost made the cut: Cloud 9, Lemonade Mouth, True Confessions, Let It Shine, and Rip Girls. And now, our number one original Disney movie, High School Musical. The numbers don't lie, folks. This classic piece is a favorite for millions of people born in the 90s and 2000s. In High School Musical, the captain of the high school basketball team, played by Zac Efron, and a star academic student, played by Vanessa Hudgens, both choose to follow their passions and audition for the school's upcoming musical. In the second installment, the kids realize they must land summer jobs to afford to have some fun. Luckily, many of them get jobs at their fellow students' family country club. And the third installment was just as good as the predecessors. So, what do you think of our list? What's your favorite Disney movie? Let us know in the comment section below. This has been Riveted.